Whether you're a content creator or you want to get into video editing, you know there is a lot of potential in the industry right now. CapCut is completely free and the best video editing app for beginners. In this video, I will show you everything you need to know as a beginner to start editing videos in CapCut on your computer. So now we have opened up CapCut. Here you can see all of your previous projects, and now let's go ahead and create a new project. This is the interface of CapCut. Here below you have the timeline. Over here you will be able to preview your videos, and over to the left side you will have your imported videos, audios and images. So let's go ahead and import some videos. Alright, and now they are in the library of CapCut, but they're not yet on the timeline over here. So you can preview each video by dragging your mouse alongside the video, and you can preview it on the right side. If you want to move a video into the timeline, then you can just drag the video and drop it over here. And you see that the video appeared over here. If you only want a small portion of the video, then you can go ahead and choose the beginning of the clip you want to use and press I, and then go to the end of the video you want to use and press O. And then this little clip you can drag and drop into the timeline, like this. And now by moving the playhead, which is this yellow vertical line, you can preview your video in the central screen. Firstly, let's talk about this central screen over here, where you can preview all of your videos. Over here, you have the time where this little playhead is at, so it's at 7 seconds, and this is the total duration of the video, which is 20 seconds. If we click on this, it starts playing the video, and you can also press space, and the video will start playing. Over here, you can zoom in on a certain portion of the video, and you move this to see whatever details you want. Over here at ratio, you can customize the video ratio. So 16:9, this one, is best for YouTube videos, such as the one that I'm making now. And for example, the 9:16 is best for Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, or TikTok videos. So I'll go ahead and select the 16:9. You can also make it full screen and preview your video like this. And then here on the right side, you have different settings that you can modify by clicking the modify option, and then you can change the name of the project. You can change the ratio, the resolution, and also the frame rate, which is very important to keep the quality of the video. So most phones, they usually shoot at a 60 frames per second. So you should keep that in mind. And then click save. But if you are a beginner, you should probably keep the settings as they are, unless you already know what you are doing. All right. Once we click on a video, this screen over here pops up. So if we go to video and basic, the first thing that we see is the scale. So this helps us zoom in or zoom out. If we drag this pointer, you can see that the video is zooming in and zooming out. Another way of doing is by dragging the corners, and you can fit the video as you like it, make it bigger or smaller. Then you can move the position of the video. We have the x-axis and the y-axis. So the x is the horizontal axis and the y is the vertical axis. So let's try by putting 200 on the x, and you can see the clip move to the right. And if we put 500, it moved the clip upwards. Then we have the rotate option. So either by clicking on this little circle and turning it around, you can rotate your clip, or by changing this number to 200, for example, you see that it rotated, or you can drag this little arrow and rotate your video however you want it. So that is very helpful. Then you have the blend option. So for example, if we add a fire effect, then we can change the opacity of it and also change the mode, for example, to screen. And then if we turn down the opacity, it will look something like this. And then you have the stabilize option. It smoothens out shaky clips. So for example, if you shoot it with your phone, then you can enhance the image, reduce image noise, and make the quality of the video a lot better. You can relight it, auto frame, and all of these options. Then if we go to remove, and let's add this video over here, we can auto remove and wait for it to process. And then you can see that it removed the background for this video, and it did quite a very good job. If you don't want it to auto remove, then you can do a custom removal, and you can do it manually. So by drawing the outline of the figure like this, and it will delete the background. But I find the auto removal is quite good for most videos. And then you have the option to only remove a certain color. So for example, if I want to remove the black, and then you can choose the intensity like this, or the shadows, and so on. Then we go over to mask, and it covers like half of your video. So it's a horizontal mask. You can also do a circle mask and position it however you want, a heart, rectangle, or whatever. And you can modify the position, the size, or rotate it. And then let's go to audio. So we have here the volume, and you can make it less loud or more loud by scrolling with this little pointer. Or another way of doing it is going to this thin line and dragging it down or up if you want it more loud. But for a background noise, I find that -14 or -13 is quite good. You can also choose if you want the audio to fade in or fade out. And then you can also choose for how long you want it to fade in or out. Then you can normalize loudness, enhance a voice if it's a person, reduce the background noise, and vocal isolation. If we go to voice changer, you have a lot of voice effects. If we go over to speed, you can either speed up or speed down your video. So for example, this video is 13.9 seconds. If we drag the pointer, then you can see over here, it's gonna be only 8 seconds long, and it makes it a lot faster, as you can see it now. And we can even make it faster, like this. You can also go to the speed ramping. For example, this one, it will speed up your video at the beginning, and then slow it down and speed it up a little bit again. So let's see. And you can also customize it yourself by moving this. And you also have these templates that you can try out. If we go over to animation, you have some animations for your video. So this is for the in, so for the beginning of the video, and the out is for the end of the video. So let's try the swoosh. And you can see it added a little bit of animation. And then if we go to out, let's try fade out. So you can play around with these effects and see whichever you like. So now we move to the left side of the interface. We've already seen the import, which is this. Then we go to audio. Adding music and sound effects gets your video from being boring to a lot more captivating and entertaining. So as you can see here, you have a lot of music that you can choose from, and also sound effects. You also have the trending sound effects, magic or game or ambience, and so on. And there are a lot of sound effects that you can choose from. But unfortunately, a lot of these are copyrighted. Then you can use two websites that offer royalty-free audio effects and sounds. So the first one is Soundstripe. So you can go ahead and look through the music and the sound effects. They have quite a lot of them, and you also have categories that you can choose from and different playlists. And the second website is Epidemic Sounds, and also you have music and sound effects. So you go ahead to music and you see here all the genres, moods, and so on. So there are a lot of sound effects and audios that you can choose from. Next, we have the text. So you can just add a default text by clicking on the plus button. You can add here the text, waterfall. You can choose the font, the size of the text, the pattern, but these are a lot like Microsoft Word or PowerPoint, so I'm sure you know this. You can see here a lot of text effects. If you go to animation, you have different animations, so for the beginning of the text and the ending of the text, or that go throughout the whole duration. And then you also have text-to-speech. All of these are different voices that you can add. For example,
waterfall. Waterfall.
And then if you click on start reading, it will create an audio that goes with the text. And then if you go over here, you have different effects and text templates that you can choose from. And one really cool feature about CapCut is that it can create auto captions. So it detects the language that you speak in and you can just generate the auto captions. So this is really cool so that you do not have to take the time to type out all of the captions by yourself. And then if we go to effects, these are video effects and you can see the ones that are trending or by different categories. So for example, fade out. Great, so these effects, they go on a video like this, and you can see how it's affecting the video. You can also drag this to go over one whole clip or multiple clips. And then you also have transitions, but transitions, unlike effects, they go in between two clips. Here you have all of the trending transitions and different categories. So for example, this one, you can also preview the transition. You just move it over to where you want it. So that looks quite nice. You can also drag the borders to make the duration longer. Or you can go over here to the right side and change the duration like this. Now all we have left is to see what the buttons on this line over here are. So if we go over here, we have the select and the split. So select is where you just are able to select any videos or whatever. And then the split, so the shortcut is B. You can just type B on your keyboard and then the split tool comes up. So with this, you just scroll along the video until you find a point where you want to cut. And you see it just created a cut over there. You can make another one over here and then switch to the select tool by pressing A on your keyboard. And then you can just delete this part of the video. So for deleting, you just press the delete on your keyboard. And to undo, you press Command Z on Mac. As you've seen, when we delete a clip like this, all of the rest of the clips, they just move to the left side. If you do not want this to happen, you go over here to the main track magnet and you check it off. And now when you delete this video, the rest of them will stay in place and will not move. But I find it quite handy to have this turned on. These are the undo, and you have the shortcut and then the reset, and it also shows you the shortcut for your own keyboard. This is the split tool. It's quite similar to when you press B on your keyboard. But the Q, it cuts where the playhead is at. So the playhead is this yellow line. For example, I want to make a cut here and I press Q and it just automatically makes the cut here without me having to switch between the select and the split tool all the time. So like this. Over here, you can create your own voiceover. And let's say if you want to zoom in on the timeline, you go over here and you drag this along. And now you can see the details inside your video. You can zoom in more, or you can also press plus or minus on your keyboard. It will automatically zoom in or zoom out. So like this, by just using my keyboard. So that is it for today. So if you found this video useful, do not forget to subscribe for more videos about video editing and CapCut and DaVinci Resolve.